Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all hear that? I saw ducks. There's a lot of ducks in San Antonio. There's somewhere I can't see. Anyway, happy Thursday. It is around 7:10, 7:15 a.m. here in San Antonio, Texas. Hope y'all doing well. How's y'all's week going? That's great. Or sorry to hear that. There's always the weekend. I don't know. Anyway, here I am. Here's my mom's new car. I'm not allowed to drive. So, I just assume your situation is better than mine. And if it's not, I'll keep you in my prayers. Anyway, happy Thursday. Not much going on in the news this week. Did y'all watch NBC? I don't watch NBC. One of the major news stories on is this NBC host. Her mom is missing. They said she was taken from her home. And there's where I would have my first question. Are you sure she was at her house? I'm just saying there could be a lot of possibilities here, okay? Maybe it got narrowed down to she was taken from her home. Everybody's looking. Well, anyway, that would be where my first question was. But anyway, the news this week. I don't know who she is, but everybody seems to know who she is. Her mom is missing, presumed alive. Oh my god. All those ducks. That's so cool. Anyway, so it's been on like a lot of news outlets. What? Anyway. So there's that politics as far as y'all know me, okay? Y'all know my unique perspective. I'm always looking for like the worst. I think normal people, be out there living their lives. I wouldn't say I'm not normal, but I'm just saying I think normal people out there living their lives, and you think a certain way, a certain, standard societal expectation. But y'all know me. I said, well, what's the worst in societal expectation, and then what's worse than that? True crime. I don't know if it would be considered true crime. I think a missing persons can be considered true crime. I think some people, again, have certain sensitivities about true crime, but I think you can just be like, when I watch true crime, I don't really get so attached to every story that I review. They say, some people say, oh, well, you should pay more attention to the victims and not the perpetrators, the ones who actually did the crime. And I would say that's good advice, but that's just not something I do. I don't really get emotionally attached to all the true crime stuff that I watch. I watch a lot. They have the Forensic Files on my TV. I select cable. all channels, and then the news, and they have forensic files in the news section. So this is great. But anyway, as far as the true crime consumer, I find my responsibility not necessarily towards connecting and deeply emphasizing with the victim, which some people might expect of me, right? But what I do as a true crime consumer, and try to be respectfully so, is get in the mind of the perpetrator. Not to give them attention or anything. Not to sympathize with them or anything. Just to kind of study human behavior and stuff like that. But anyway, some news host, NBC host, her mom is missing. I think in Arizona, they said, from her home. Anyway, other than that, not much on the news. I think there was some talk about ICE going to the Olympics, which obviously is a step too far. But not surprised. So you get on that train and you roll with it. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's all the news I have for y'all today. It's kind of been a slow week. Slow January, now it's February. Here I am, waiting to leave. This is 9107. If you're wondering, it's still the status quo here. Nobody knows who I am. Not on my jogging routes, not here in this house. It's status quo. All these people knock on the door. They're like soliciting something. So, oh, she must have my YouTube check. No. They just like advertising something. Okay. So if you're wondering what's going on in that regard or respect situation, it's the same. Which since October of 2021 is diagnosed as schizophrenic, unemployed, living with my mom. Same old. But anyway, at least in that regard. As far as my social media, I don't know if you follow my social media or just go on my YouTube. I don't know. I don't have access to that information. But I've been posting a lot on Instagram, a lot of places I've been when I used to have access to a vehicle. A vehicle, not my vehicle, of course. Right. So, here are my nails. Speaking of social media. Anyway, I'll talk about my nails later, I guess. Anyway, social media is that my morning posts have consisted of what I call photo laundry. I'm scrolling through my camera gallery, and I'm like, oh, that was fun. That was a nice picture I took. Because I've been taking a lot of pictures these past 5 years, right? Here in San Antonio. I said, man, my life's about to change. I don't even know if I'm going to be living in San Antonio. What's up, live stream? What's up, YouTube? What's up, advertisers, podcasting? art. What's up, art world? So I'm gonna be here saying, Tanya, I might as well just enjoy this last a few moments I have here. Turns out 5 years later, right? Anyway, one more news thing, but let me just finish. So I'm scrolling through my camera gallery on my phone, this phone, and um, I don't know. I call it laundry just because I feel like it's like it's nice to do, right? I'm not saying that laundry is nice to do. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it is. You're like, oh my gosh, I have my fresh laundry here. So I've been posting those because I've been wanting to not be in this house. So look at all the times I've not been in this house. Look at all the times I've been around this house. I can't wait to post other things. But anyway, haven't been on Twitter much. Which I guess that leads me to this one other news story that I've heard this week was this election integrity. This in nationalizing elections. I haven't done my due diligence on it, but I know Dominion systems was something that was talked about in the 2020 elections. And in California, I don't know if it's just in the state of California, but there's certainly, when I Google it, talk about California's use of Dominion systems. I think some company called like Liberty Vote, Liberty Elections, they bought Dominion systems in California after the 2020 elections. I think it was like in 2022 or 2023. I can't remember. I have it on a webpage on my phone. But anyway, there's talk about nationalizing elections, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, if every state uses the same company voting system, then how are the elections not already nationalized? And I think that was spurred on by people's shock and chagrin of the current surprise director of national intelligence, Clown Gabbard, his appearance at a warrant. Was it a judge signed warrant? You assume it's a judge signed warrant because it's a warrant, right? To investigate election equipment. Correct me if I'm wrong. In Georgia. So, yeah. I don't know which states used certain different, how many different voting companies there are. But as far as nationalizing elections go, you know, I don't know. I think the important conjecture is this Clown Gabbard in Georgia. You know she moved to Texas, right? If you watched some of my YouTube videos, you probably already knew that. Because I spoke about it. I said she had some election issues because she had switched residence from Hawaii to Texas, and she had messed up on her voting. So I already talked about it on the YouTube video. But anyway, can y'all see the airplane? I think it's like right there. Right there. There's the moon. But anyway, so yeah, and you know, finally is what I have to say about that. Obviously, that's good news to me. For me, I say obviously because obviously, right? It should be more obvious to y'all than it is to me, but you know, I guess that's debatable. I know, and Epstein's been in the news too. And I'm thinking, like, unforced error, completely fumbled the ball. You're gonna publish all of this stuff. You're gonna publish photos and videos? Okay. Because that is a complete different pattern of behavior than the live stream, right? Is that selfish of me to bring it back to that, circle it back? Because I kind of see a lot of similarities. You know, a live stream, no consent, never got paid, not one paycheck, not one. But let's go ahead and have Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche publish all these photos and videos. Which gets me to this a system of checks and balances, accountability. We hear all these things. Oh, the government was shut down. And why was the government shut down? Because they didn't want to fund ICE. And if you don't think about it too much, you would say, okay, fine. I don't want to fund ICE either. Let's shut down the government. But if you think about it a little further, then the Young Turks, I would kind of classify that line of thinking as Young Turks, home of the progressives, 3 billion views, would be one way to go about your lives, and you don't have any other problems, I guess. Or you can think about it a little further and be like, well, what happened? What's the training? What's you talking about funding and is there something wrong with the system? There's an investigation. Well, don't investigations require funding? They don't. I mean, if taking away the money is obviously a way to go, right? And should be effective. But as far as distraction, as far as sweeping things under the rug, especially if you're a politician, right? If you have these arguments and opinions and you're like not a politician, I would love to hear your ideas, your thoughts and stuff like that. I'm not hyper scrutinizing your opinions, but if you're a politician and you're saying these things, I just think like you're useless. Oh great, another politician who is building up their resume is the best way to put it. Anyway. I don't know why they don't get fired for that kind of thing. Fire them. I agree. I think Noem should be impeached. I don't think she should be there. I'm wondering why she's still there. Maybe she got more problems than this recent spat in Minneapolis. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing. My opinion. But anyway. Yeah, so there's that news. I guess a couple of news going on. Other than that, yeah, not much. I can't wait to not be here. I can't wait to post on my Instagram of me not being here. Can't wait. Anyway, anything else new? Anything else? What's going on? Reading that Darwin book. There is some scrutiny about the book, and one of the major kind of scrutiny about the Darwin Descent of Man is that he says that between men and women, women are intellectually inferior. That's what they say, and that's what it's. I think they even say on the book. But so as far as you're wondering, like, well, why is she reading that? I want to read what his argument is for that. What is the scientific argument that, because it's full of science, in case you didn't know, that women intellectually are inferior than men. Because if you don't know, Darwin is all about like adaptations, and it's very scientific, actually, considering his time. Does not have access to like PCR test. So if you say, why is she reading that? That's why. Oh, I want to read the whole thing, but if you're wondering about that, I'm just wondering what his, they say that about the book, and I'm just wondering what Darwin's reasoning scientifically is for that. Okay? So I'll be sure to let y'all know as soon as I get to it. I think the book is like 400 pages or something. I'm like on page 15. So, anyway. They don't know who I am. They pay their bills. Okay, in case you're wondering, their bills are paid, obviously. They have gas in their cars and they drive in them. In case you're wondering. Anyway. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Can't wait to get out of here. I keep saying that because I kind of just want it to be like all encompassing, right? Can't wait to get out of this situation. I can't imagine what people's excuses are for me to still be here. What are they telling the public? Obviously, they're not telling anybody over there or anything. Yeah, I can't wait to get out of here. On to bigger and better things. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. 1 second. Okay. It's a little cold here in San Antonio, but it's gonna warm up. I think today or tomorrow is like one of the last cold days here in San Antonio. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Really not that much to say. I guess just ranting today. But not too much. Mainly politics. Politics and ranting. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really have any plans or anything else to share with y'all. You know, while I'm still here, obviously, I have other stuff to share with y'all. But here I am, stuck. So I can't wait to share other stuff with y'all. Because I'm ready at a moment's notice, okay? So anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. Guess there's not much more to say. Chat, discuss. So I guess I won't take up any more of your time if you've been watching this so far. But anyway, yeah, I guess y'all have a good one. Happy Thursday. I'm doing good. In case you're wondering, I mean, I don't like being here, and it's a status quo, but glass half full. Things are looking up. So, yeah, I guess I'll let y'all go. I'll go on and live your lives, you know. And I'll be here in the meantime. I'm trying to think of what we can conversate about, amongst other things. So, y'all have a good one. Happy Thursday.